Many, many years ago, DC Comics did the Crisis on Infinite Earths as a way of fixing their continuity. In doing so, they killed off Barry Allen, the Flash. Wally West took over, and for a lot of my friends, they actually challenged me, how would I bring back the Flash? So I started doing some research into DC Comics continuity, looking at all the different storylines and little facts they've had here and there, and I came to realize there was a lot of potentials for a lot of great stories. Some of them being Secrets of Krypton, A Parallel Earth, A Legion of the Future, but I also found a way of bringing back Barry Allen. Iris West, at the time, was actually from the 30th century, the Legion of Superheroes time, where they had time travel. And it dawned on me, well, wouldn't she, over time, wanting to miss her husband, accumulate technologies and a way of bringing them back? So the story I had was basically, she's roughly about 70 years old. She's finally managed to do the research. She's found Kryptonian cloning technology. She's also found a one-way trip time travel technology. And what she goes about doing is trying to replace the people she knows she loves and has lost by tossing in at the moment of their death non-living cloned bodies of these people. The only catch was she has no clone of Barry's body. So what she does is she's going back through time, she's replacing these certain people, one-way trip, keep that in mind. She gets to the point where Barry sacrifices himself. But instead of him sacrificing herself, she's donning his costume, she forces him out, and momentum alone carries her to the point where in the crisis you all see her skeleton. So these are the designs I came up with. Here is Iris, in the story I called The Sacrifice, is a 7-year-old woman wearing Barry's costume. Now, in doing this, she also brings back certain other characters, such as the Tornado Twins, their kids. And they come back, of course, one calls himself Tornado, one calls himself Twister. She also brings back Max Mercury, who's now somewhat younger, because when she brought him back in time, he sort of digressed a bit. Now his daughter Maxine also makes an appearance, but she wasn't dead, mind you, keep that in mind. She also brings back Johnny Quick. Now Johnny Quick comes back, and instead of trying to be a superhero, he just wants to become a normal person. She also encounters a new character, a new speedster I came up with, it's called Killer Rush. But more importantly, when she rescues Barry, she also rescues their first son, Barry Jr. Now, however, in my original storyline was they come back, and because they're not fit enough to become superheroes, they wait a couple of years. And in my original story, Barry doesn't want to come back and be the Flash because Wally's done a good job of it. He comes back as a new character called the Fast. So, of course, Barry Jr. becomes Kid Fast. Now, Barry Jr. was a baby, so he's a lot younger. It's like, imagine a toddler with super speed. But here's my concept for the Flash. You would basically have a silver helmet, red top, blue pants, sort of an homage to the original Flash. But that's it. I know you're thinking, well, how could you tweak that nowadays? You could still fit these characters in. You could still have Iris come back in time, saving her family and some other people, and at one point, Barry might just change the costume or come up with a new Barry that's actually called the Fast. So that's it for the Sacrifice / Flash concept.